Hi there and welcome to this episode looking at vectors. We're going to look to point you in the right direction here as a starting point for your revision for vectors. So vectors represent a movement in a certain direction and with a certain size. And vectors can be written in a number of different ways. So the first way is if you've got the vector that goes from point A to point B. What you can do is put a capital A and a capital B next to each other and put an arrow going from one to the other just over the top of it. So it will look something like an AB, and then right over the top you'll have an arrow pointing from above the bit A towards above the B. Another way of doing it is either with like a lowercase a, so a small a that's bolded, or a small a with a line underneath it, or a small a with a little squiggle underneath it. You might just see that, and that basically tells us it's the vector A rather than some number A. Now, you can also use column vectors, and they have large brackets that go around them, and you have basically one number on top of the other. So you might be something like 3, 2. So 3 on top, 2 on the bottom, and what that tells us is it's going 3 to the right and 2 up. And the final thing you need to know about column vectors is that you can add column vectors together. So if you've got 3, 2 and -5, 1, you basically add across the column vectors, so the top numbers get added together, the bottom numbers get added together to give you the answer. So if you've got 3 on the top, 2 on the bottom, and you're adding it to -5 on the top, 1 on the bottom, that'll give you the answer -2 on the top and 3 on the bottom. Now to recap some of that with some questions, if we've got the vector -2 on the top and 1, all in those nice curly brackets, then we know that means the vector is moving 2 units to the left. It's to the left because it's a -2, and then it's also moving 1 unit up to the bottom number. It's a positive number, it's positive 1, so you're moving 1 unit up. And if we've got a vector with a capital A and a capital B, with an arrow over the top that goes from A to B, that tells us that the vector makes a journey from A to B. Now you can also use vectors with addition and subtraction. So if you've got a vector A and a vector B, you put them end to end, so the start of B is at the same point as the end of A. So you can go along A, then along B. What you can do is work out the overall vector by just naming it A plus B. So if you've got A and then B, you can just call it A plus B to make one single vector for that movement. And likewise with subtraction, so say you've got the vectors A and B. If you want to go backwards along a vector from the direction the arrow is facing, you just do minus that number. So if you wanted to go from the start of A to the end of the start of B to the end of B, and then if that takes you to the end of A, if you want to get back to the start of A, you can just go along B and then go along the negative of A. So it would be something on the lines of B minus A. Now remember, if we've got a vector that's 4 on the top and 2 on the bottom, we know that it's 4 units to the right and 2 units up. Likewise, -10 on the top, -5 on the bottom. We've got 10 units to the left because it's negative, and 5 units down, again because it's negative, the negative go down. 4 on the top, 2 on the bottom would be 4 units to the right and 2 units up. And the last one we're going to look at is 6 on the top and -3 on the bottom. That'll be 6 units to the right and 3 units down. So join us again next time where we'll look at more maths topics for your GCSE revision. I hope you found this useful. See you then.